G'day Spurs fans, Paul the Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. And another thing, do you think you could get Paul Gascoigne, Glenn Hoddle, Ozzy Ardiles, all these players, Davy Ginola, to park the bus? No! I'm going to keep on going on about this because it's all I'm hearing. I'm hearing it in the press again. It's just, oh my God, because people are digging out stats now. Oh, Spurs have conceded, what, 8 or 9 goals in injury time? Yeah, we've scored bloody 11 or something, so... and those goals that we conceded in injury time, I think it might have been Mark in the chat on my live stream last night, pointed out that 3 of them changed the result against us, so you know, to a draw or to a loss. So the other 6 goals don't matter, really, do they? And I seem to remember us scoring a few in injury time to win games. Sheffield United, Liverpool. So what it says to me is that we're trying to just play our style of football throughout the whole game. I think people are getting too bogged down in the minute that the goal is scored or conceded. Because at the end of it, it doesn't really matter, does it? Like if you lose a game 2-0, does it matter if you've conceded those goals in the first 5 minutes or the last 5? I don't think it does. The game is a whole being by itself. Now, I've just watched an interesting interview. It's with Mark Schwarzer and Tommy Orr, 2 former Socceroo players. And Tommy Orr also played for Ange at Brisbane Roar. And so Tommy had quite a few good insights into why Ange does this. And one thing he said, which I didn't think of, so maybe you didn't, I don't know. What do I know? Is that if you have one style of play and you play that way, and Ange always says, play your football, don't play to the scoreboard or the clock, just play your football. If you've got a plan that you're trying to stick to that way for the whole game, then when things don't go right, it's very clear how to correct them, or much clearer. It's much clearer to be able to correct them. Whereas if you have the option of dropping back deep, parking the bus, running to the corner flag, all this other anti-football nonsense, then it muddies the waters a bit, doesn't it? I mean, it's not impossible, of course, teams do it, but it adds another variable into it. So what went wrong? Was it that we didn't play the attacking football, or that we didn't do the, you know, some players drop back? Why did they do that? It just murks it all up a bit. So I thought that was an interesting point, because I think football's a simple game, and I think Ange is trying to keep it nice and simple for the players and the fans. You know, we know what we're going to see, hopefully, you know, and hopefully it comes off. Now I would go as far as, now the other thing that Tommy Orr was saying is that at the start at Brisbane Roar, yeah, they were conceding late goals as well as scoring them. But as time went on, they stopped conceding the late goals, but they kept on scoring the late goals. So this says to me, we're still in a learning position at Tottenham, which is fine. The important thing is that the players have shown us very, very early on in the season that they actually believe what Ange is telling them, and that's a powerful force in football, to believe in the manager. Another reason why I think, you know, we've been conceding later goals or whatever, it's just we haven't been playing well. Sometimes we haven't been playing well. And it doesn't matter if you're playing all-out attacking football or if you're playing boring, pragmatic Conte ball. If you're not playing very well, you're not going to win games, are you? Doesn't matter what strategy, formation, whatever. If you're crap, you're crap. And the times that we've not won games, I don't care what formation or tactic it would have been, I think we would have still lost those games. Equally, the games we've won, we also would have, I don't know if we would have won them as much, because, you know, less goal scoring opportunities. It's all about winning. It's all about winning, man. So I'm really hoping for a good show at Brighton, and I'm just going to find it interesting. Say if we thump them 5-0, I'm gonna do a hypothetical. I hate hypotheticals because they're just gibberish and they're usually manipulative. But let's just say we win handsomely and play well. Then how are people going to flip-flop around next time, eh? It's crazy because Brighton's that team that we wanted to be, apparently, to some people. Brighton's a well-run team, is it? Bollocks. Well, I mean, how pissed off would you be if you lived in Hove? You hardly get a mention. I know it's BHA, but the H is very silent in Brighton and Hove Albion, isn't it? It's always just Brighton. At least Tottenham, you know what you're getting. It's Tottenham Hotspur, and that's it. Although some people don't know what a Hotspur is. A Shakespearean character, but we will gloss over that. So this is a drum I'm going to keep banging on for a while. You'll have to indulge me on this one. I'm just trying to balance out the karma of the football universe that is saying that what Ange is doing at Spurs is in essence wrong. And I'm telling you, it's right. It is the most right thing it could possibly be when you're coaching a team of football, in my opinion. You know, you have a way of playing. You play that until the whistle stops. If you win, you've done it well. If you don't win, you haven't done it well, have you? It's nothing more mysterious or scientific than that. The games we've lost, I'd say, maybe apart from one, we kind of well, you always deserve to lose a game of football. You know, if it's whoever scores most goals, isn't it? But I'm just, you know, out of performance-wise, I'd say one of the games, and I can't remember if it was Villa or Wolves off the top of my head. They all merge into one. But there was one game where we played really well, but didn't get the result. But the other games, we just weren't right. But because we are sticking to this one style of play or philosophy, it makes it much easier for them when they're doing their debriefing. What went wrong? What went wrong? Well, there you go. You did that thing there. Instead of second guessing what the tactics were that the players were trying to implement. Well, Gaffer, I was trying to defend. Well, why were you trying to defend? Well, I thought that's what we do from 60th minute onwards. You know, that kind of thing. Now, what was the other point that Tommy Orr said? It was a really good interview. 60th minute. Oh yeah. So as well as it being very clear to decipher what went right and what went wrong in a game, there's also the fact that if you are in the habit of, say, I don't know, 75th minute, 2-0 up, you go and take your break and put your feet up at the back, then that creates a thing in the player's mind where in the next game, maybe one or two of them will do that from 60 minutes or 80 minutes. It won't all be fully synced up. So you know, too many variables. You don't want to have variables in football. They've got enough to deal with you know, the pressure, the crowd, the referee. Speaking of which, I saw that twat from Ifab, the body that apparently makes up football rules these days. I've only heard of them in the last couple of months, but apparently that's who makes up the rules of the beautiful game these days. And I think it was the CEO. What a knob, man! What a knob! He was saying, the players' behaviour, it's a scourge on the game. The game is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun, but the players are ruining it. So what we're going to think about is trialling, and I can't believe this. I mean, you think sin bins were bad? Timeouts! Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else. Timeouts. So what he's saying is if a game starts getting a bit leery and out of hand, the referee could say, all right, we're just going to stop it now. You know, you lot go over there. Everyone just calm down a bit. I don't know how long the timeout is for until everyone's like stops. And then they can carry. I mean, they are trying to make it American football, aren't they? I think this is the goal, to have as many stoppages as possible, to put adverts in for gambling and God knows what. You can have the VAR review sponsored by whatever, you know, whatever gambling company of the month, or maybe Cadbury's chocolate or Coca-Cola, I don't know. But can you imagine that, having a VAR? We're already up the ringer with VAR stoppages. Then sin bins are in the offing, which would completely bugger up a game for 10 minutes because it's just going to be attack. It's going to be ridiculous. The momentum is going to be destroyed in a game. And now, if those stoppages and changes and alterations aren't enough, they're now going to pause the game so players can calm down. And I'm thinking, I don't think I've ever seen a game that needed that, ever. And I've seen some brilliant melees. I mean, that CEO of Ifab, Knobhead, I mean, I don't know what his idea of fun is, but a melee can be very entertaining. Very entertaining. You know, that's what kids love to see out on the pitch, a bit of biffo. They don't want to see people just being sent over to one corner, calm down you lot. And look, the referee has got so many tools at their disposal. Yellow cards, red cards, that's it, free kicks, you know. And it used to be, I think, more that, because there is a statement in the rules of football, well, maybe IFAB's taking this out, it doesn't say the referee's decision is final. It says something like the referee can administer the rules in the manner he sees fit, or manner they see fit. So that to me is what refereeing used to be like. Games weren't refereed to the exact letter of the law. They were refereed for the good of the game, the good of the spectacle, the flow, the entertainment, keeping that going. And sometimes that would have meant letting a challenge go, or picking someone up who's just not doing challenges, but just being a bit of a, you know, get on the verge of losing their marbles, you know. And the good referees were really good at managing the game. And I think that's what these people like IFAB have lost sight of. The game, the 90 minutes of the ball bouncing around, the ebbs and flows, the intensity, the momentum going one way and going the other. You can only have that when you've got a guy in charge, Johnny on the spot, the referee. Well, that is his intention, that is his priority. And what we've moved to now is away from that. And no, we've got to have every little tiny decision exactly correct according to the letter of the law. Laws which they've had to constantly change since they bring in VAR, because the idiots in Stockley Park have got no idea what a handball is for a start. Handball's obvious, isn't it? You know, you don't have to write it down exactly what it is. Everyone knows what a handball is. Some people might have different opinions on a particular instance, but I think everyone kind of has the gist of what a handball is. Anyway, so there's a couple of developments for you. We're still playing attacking football at Tottenham. You can whinge all you like. It ain't happening. We're staying with plan A. That's it. Sayonara. Auf Wiedersehen. Good night, Vienna. And IFAB are continuing to innovate the fun out of bloody football. Bugger off, IFAB. Until next time, folks, peace and love, man, and come on, you Spurs.